Hampshire, 8-2-1, second place in the New England Conference. Puck is dropped and we are underway. That shot on. And it'll be redirected into the rafters, up and out of play. We'll get you some stats as we move along. Maryland will be going from left to right in the white, black, and red. The Avalanche going from right to left in the blue with the gold numeral and white trim. Starting netminders, it will be Matt Lane for the Avalanche and Peter Ciolis for Team Maryland. Maryland has had a great start to their season. Last year was their first year in the EHL, but now they're under pressure here. Put out in front, and that one stabbed away. Good fast-paced action here. Third game of the day on this sheet of ice, and third game for me. Still two more after this one. So pardon any lapses in my voice as we go through. But definitely looking forward to this game here. We'll send it down to the action on the ice. Mendezoon will fire it in. Avalanche going to go and get everybody off the ice as Maryland looks to move up. Here's Redmond tipping it forward and cut off there at the line. Now Cronin to Anderson. Anderson now with room, walking into the zone. Fires the shot and he scores! Kyle Anderson early for the Avalanche. His 7th goal of the season. And New Hampshire takes an early 1-0 lead. Just over a minute in, 1 shot, 1 goal. And that's how you want to draw it up if you're Chris Sorella and the Avalanche. As Anderson gets on the board early for New Hampshire, and now Maryland looking to fight back. Here's Dobek. He gets chipped on his way to the puck. And that one will be cleared up and out of the zone, and will be an icing call for Maryland as they'll get the offensive zone face-off. So it'll go down Anderson from Cronin. Cronin had a few points in yesterday's game as well. Cronin, one of the final goal scorers for the Avalanche yesterday, as they come out on fire here today with an early 1-0 lead. It was McMichael who got the win yesterday for the Avalanche, going 21 of 23 in that win. And head coach Chris Sorella goes with Matt Lane here this afternoon. Long stretch pass, almost cut off there, but it is broken up and slowed down by Donnelly. But Maryland trying to regroup deep in their own zone. Postal going long and tipped there by Redmond and Goodman. And that will be redirected up and out of play. Zach Richards in the loss yesterday for Maryland went 27 of 31. Maryland had the lead, but they got caught in penalty trouble late, and a power play goal by the Hawks in the final minute would tie the game. And then the Seahawks would go on to win it in overtime. So at least they salvage a point, but definitely one where head coach Josh Fushko and Maryland definitely wanted to see 2. They'd like to rebound here today and at least come away with 3 on the weekend. For now, they're at a 1-goal deficit. Here is McDonald moving it up the boards to Goodman. Gagnon moving ahead, and that one fired wide. Intercepted here. Here's Gear with a shot, saves, big rebound chance, they score! Maryland gets it right back. It's Tristan Mock. His 10th goal of the season, and we are even at 1. So Tristan Mock answers right away for Maryland. And as I said right before the puck drop, we're talking about 2 heavyweights in each conference. Should be a great one, and so far it has been action-packed. Each team on the board once already. And hopefully it gets more and more fun as we go along. We're back And now even at 1. And in case you missed it, only less than 3 minutes of game time has passed. And in case you're joining us late, the Avalanche jumped out to an early lead with Anderson, and Mock right there answered for Maryland. Now a turnover for the Avalanche, cutting in on goal. A man wipes out into Ciolus, and look out. There is pressure coming in, a tight chance there for the Avalanche. As I mentioned yesterday, I had the call for the Chiefs and Avalanche game, as they had just met the Thursday prior to yesterday. And the Avalanche again taking care of business with a 5-2 win, and then echoing that same score yesterday in another 5-2 victory over the Chiefs. We're going to have a penalty upcoming here. It's going to be on the Avalanche, and turning and firing it away was Tracy. But we got the penalty call, and we will see what we have. And it's Harrigan. So Harrigan for hooking. .21:36 to go. And Maryland will get their first power play of the day. Get you some numbers at the next whistle. Here is Green firing across. Green again through traffic. Blocked out in front by the Avs. Backhanded up and away by Aarons for the Avalanche penalty kill. Fostel. Maryland power play moving in on the far side and waved off right out at center. That'll be flipped down the length of the ice. Ciolus will calm it down. Maryland looking to set up another power play rush. Green on his backhand will flip it in and then runs over Colin Tracy. As we get a stoppage on the far side of the ice. 1:08 remains in the Avalanche minor. Power play for Maryland is 15th in the league at 12%. Penalty kill for the Avalanche is 8th overall in the EHL at 82.8%. Puck is dropped and we resume. Here is McDonald with room, waits and fires his shot, and may have hit his own man Donnelly down low. Maryland still setting things up here. So at 52 seconds and counting. Shot and through the traffic. Seeing it there is Lane, who covers up. Lane, the Plymouth, Massachusetts native. 2-1. Goals against average of 2.26 and a save percentage of .922. And we'll get to Ciolus' numbers in a moment, as the Avalanche control the faceoff. Here's Breton. Back to Goodman. Avalanche is doing a nice job to kill off some clock, and then Goodman will fling it the rest of the way. 35 and counting in the penalty. As McDonald from his own cage will break out right in front of the Avalanche bench. Come back across the ice to Dobick. Dobick hanging on and then peels back, looks to the point for a help. Goes all the way out to center, just barely keeping that one alive. A shot, and that one tipped wide. As Gresham with the initial chance from the point. Still fighting for it here is McDonald. And Dobick. Final seconds of the power play expiring, and that will do it for the Maryland advantage. Here's Dobick with a shot, and that one blocked away. Redmond coming in late. Maryland will go 0 for 1. On the power play. Chasing it down and retreating there was McDonald. 19:10 remaining. A turnover here for the Avalanche, looking out in front, and that one slipped away. As Ciolus ready for it. Check thrown. As the Avalanche trying to regroup and go back to even strength. Pasquini around the horn to Mendezoon. Mendezoon Fought off there, trying to get in the way is Maryland and wiping out on his chance there. A nice initial block, but Archipenko unable to keep his feet. Gloved down nicely there by Team Maryland, trying to keep it alive in the offensive zone. And with that last one, that was Mock, who had the initial goal, but now Cronin with a chance, and he's hit there, and he's had some contact with Green. Then he flies into the goalpost and knocks the net off the moorings. .25 to go. And we're even at 1. Anderson and Mock, your scores, as Tracy from the blue line sends it down low. And that one will be hit up into the rafters as Josted was working down low for New Hampshire. And come back into the offensive zone for the Avalanche, and Gagnon and Gear for the draw. And here's Mock and Ida. Josted moved it across. Now Green taking it away from Maryland. Over to Fostel, who banks it ahead. And it'll be off the mark, and we'll be icing. So fast pace to start for about the first 5.5 or 6 minutes or so. Now a couple of icing calls. And pucks flying out of play. Chop things up a little bit. 17:50 remaining in the first period. Still even at 1. Aarons will check in for the offensive zone faceoff. As he and Gear for the moment in the corner. Now Breton trying to spin away from pressure. Shot on, and that one wide. Aarons trying to seek some help there, but it's gloved down at the point nicely. Shot saved by Ciolis. Ciolis, by the way, goals against average of 4.45 and a save percentage of .867. Has another chance in tight there. And the Avalanche trying to get the offense rolling here. Goodman couldn't fish it out of his skates. Got caught in no man's land for a moment there. And it will be a clear for Maryland, but Harrigan will pick it back up. Stepping forward, though. Nice step in there was Fostel. And a hit there from Breton by Green. As Aarons controlling. Slides it across. And tapping that one forward. There's the Avalanche. Shot from the point, and Ciolis was blinded for a moment there. But it doesn't end up on cage. Now Pasquini, big hit there. And the Avalanche still trying to work out of their own zone. Breakout pass will be off target. And icing's going to be waved off. Some hard hits early in this one. And there goes another on the far side is Walzak. Walzak in a scrum with Maurice. Walzak still trying to dig the puck free. And the puck will pop free for the Avalanche. Shot saved by Ciolis. A quick juggle there. And then he makes the save. So good pressure there by the Avalanche. And Ciolis is there to make the save. The Avalanche, last minute or so in the offensive zone. And then there's going to be a penalty. I missed that. My apology there. It's a penalty against the Avalanche and Banbury. So Maryland will get their second power play of the game. As Mock from Gear, their last goal and their only goal so far. As we're even at 1, but second power play chance on the ice here for Maryland as it's caught up in the corner. Still on the near side. And now with room, a shot saved, and they have redirected on its way in on goal. The initial shot there was Rumsey. Maryland still threatening, moved out in front to Rumsey, hopped over a stick to McDonald. Back down low. DeRuiter to the angle is Rumsey with a shot, big rebound there, but it's all blue and gold as Cronin now shorthanded. Cronin sliding it across. Anderson a shot and rises that one to the glass. DeRuiter picking it up. He'll give way. And gaining the offensive line is McDonald. McDonald gives it off, and it's spread around the boards by Patrick Brock for the Avalanche to clear. Gresham, first minute of the power play is gone for Maryland. 15 minutes remain in the first period, and we're even at 1. Second power play on the ice for Maryland. They went 0 for 1 a few minutes ago. Behind the cage, Maryland working. Donnelly. And he gives it off to Archipenko. Back to Donnelly. Once more Archipenko looking. On the perimeter, then goes back up top to the line. Donahue walks in, fires a shot, saved by Lane, and then banged up the boards and cleared. 23 seconds and counting. Avalanche trying to go for a quick change. As Delorier and slid across, cross ice, knifed away there. And clearing that one down the length of the ice is the Avalanche penalty kill, and that was Matychenko. Final seconds of the power play expiring. 14 minutes, we go back to even strength hockey. Still even at 1, Maryland 0 for 2 on the man advantage. Here's Pasquini. Banking it ahead. And then fired right back in by Maryland. Potential 2-on-1 here if the Avalanche can hurry. And they still have it slid across. Pasquini a chance and rises that one high, and Ciolas gets crashed into. A huge chance there for the Avalanche. And Pasquini was almost 2 separate 2-on-1s there as Maryland was trying to feverishly back check as this one is cleared. And it will be icing. So right after the Avalanche are shorthanded, they come right back with a prime chance, but unable to cash in. But we're still even at 1 with 13:20 to go. Shots are 11-8 in favor of Maryland, but a couple of power plays will help you there in the shot column. But Maryland had a few chances of their own in the power play, just couldn't convert. It's been a solid game each way, really. As I mentioned, both teams second in their respective conferences. Certainly a game circled here at the showcase as a couple of the top teams squaring off. At the line, it's kept by New Hampshire. Slid across, Josta with a shot, saved, rebound chance, they score! On the rebound, it's Matt Gagnon with his 3rd of the season. And the Avalanche take a 2-1 lead with 12:49 to go in the first period. Jostin, I believe, had the initial shot. And Gagnon able to clean it up and fire it by Ciolas to give New Hampshire their first lead of the day. This one chipped off the glass, and trying to catch up with it here is Maryland and Sweeney. Walzak from the red line. Maryland now breaking into the offensive zone. Shepard went to turn and fire it back to Sweeney off the mark. Then Mendezun had gotten taken down, but they'll allow play to continue. Lane comes out of the net and will paddle it away to the near side boards. Green a shot. That one wouldn't go. Here's Forstel, his shot, and hits his own man up high. And still in the zone for Maryland. Put out in front, but only Avalanche jerseys there to corral the loose puck. Sweeney and Maurice battling for Maryland to keep it alive. defensive side of things, Patrick Brock in that scrum. Now here's Walzak by himself for the Avalanche, and then he'll go for a change. Quickly in transition here, and then it hits Sweeney. Goes to Lane. Now Brock. Brock over to Cronin. Now into the offensive zone, a shot, and that one will skip wide off of a deflection. Puck caught up in the Zamboni door corner. And then we'll get the stoppage of play with 11:06. It's been a fast-paced game as Aaron's in the neutral zone for the face-off there with Rumsey. As we resume, we go under 11 minutes. Pasquini waved off by Rumsey, but then chops it back. Quick 3-on-2 developing here. Here's Brent with a shot, nicely blocked by Maryland D-man. Shot on the angle there. Seoul's trying to go coast to coast and take care of a quick wraparound chance. Maryland will take it away. Maryland has to quickly tag up as they're offsides. DeRuiter fighting along with Rumsey. And now back deep in their own zone is Gresham. Goes around the horn. As Maryland having a tough time getting out of their own zone. A shot blocked before it could reach Seolis. Hit off glass, and this time it will go out. But looking to fire it right back in is Mendezun across. Here's Ball. Connor Ball ahead for Rumsey and then DeRuiter. Mendezun will air it away. Trying to take it down, and it's intercepted. Nice steal for the Avalanche here. One-timer there, fanned on, and then from the wall a shot, saved by Seolis. Quick chance there for Tracy and company, but now Maryland the other way. Maryland on a quick line change as well. Here's Redmond on his backhand and gives it to the Avalanche. And we're going to have a boarding call. So Josted for boarding will give Maryland their third power play of the day here in the first period. Dobick for the Maryland side of things offensively for the faceoff against Gagnon. Third power play of the day on the ice now for Maryland, and they're 0 for 2. Here's Ida trying to break up the play, comes back to the line. Delorier keeps it alive on his backhand. Dobick. Delorier cycling with Redmond down low. Angled back up. And still trying to get something rolling here on the perimeter is Maryland. This shot saved by Lane. Delorier. And then it's fired away as Dobick was in the area as well for Maryland, but the Avalanche take care of the first Maryland power play rush. 1:10 remaining in the man advantage for Maryland. From the red line, it's fired in by Dobick. Around the horn to Aarons. Big hit there, but Aarons is able to clear before getting hit. And back-to-back quick exits for Maryland. Maryland again on the rush. And then getting tied up there, and then it's going to cause them to go off sides. As cutting into the zone with speed there was Rumsey, or excuse me, Tristan Mock. So we got a neutral zone face-off in front of the Maryland bench. 48 seconds remain in the power play. Avalanche regrouping in their own defensive territory. Pasquini will wind and fire. As Maryland had good early pressure, in their power play. Now they're trying to close it out here with Green leading the way. Green and Mendezoon in the corner. As Tobler, and now Pasquini. Power play expiring. Here's Foster with a shot. Redirection there, and that one just slides by Lane and goes wide. Penalty is over. Maryland goes 0 for 3 on the man advantage. They're still threatening here near the goal line, and with the chance there was Mock. And now the Avalanche looking to get back into the offensive side of things. Moved out in front, taken off by Maryland. 7:21 to go. We're back to even strength. Here is Mock with a shot, and that one hits high off the glass and stays in play. Avalanche moving ahead is Banbury. Banbury had a goal in yesterday's game against the Chiefs. Whereas this one's gloved down by the Maryland defense behind the cage. Hit off the glass, still bounces in the Maryland zone. Quick 3-on-2 here if Maryland can hurry into the zone, but Brock will get back for the Avalanche. And then the defense steps up as it's wrapped around the boards on the near side. It's gloved down by Anderson, quickly breaking it off for Nikiforov. And Maryland will take over. Long pass off the boards, ball gets taken down. And then Brock hits the ice as well. Now Rumsey into the offensive zone for Maryland. He'll drop it back for Deruta. Deruta, a nice couple of moves, stabbed at there by Lane. A penalty upcoming here. And it looks to be on the Avalanche again, I believe. Yes, Maryland in control, and the man to the bench. Or excuse me, extra man from the bench coming on. As Ciolis was trying to feverishly make it to his own bench for the extra attacker, but the Avalanche touch it up. Fourth power play of the day coming up here for Maryland. Interference is going to be the call. So Kyle Anderson for interference puts Maryland on their fourth power play of the day. And now Chris Sorella not happy with it. And it's going to be a misconduct minor. And Chris Sorella getting a little extra theatrical on the Avalanche bench and causes a misconduct against the Avalanche. Now a man on the ice has to serve the extra. That's Fotheringham. So Fotheringham will have to serve the misconduct on the Avalanche bench. Sorella not happy. So we'll regroup here and start things off. The Avalanche back on the kill, and it's a 5-on-3. So a huge chance here for Maryland. The 5-on-3 for the full 2 minutes. The bench trying to support the boys on the ice. Gagnon, Ida. As Maryland coming back in, along with Mendezoon. Mendezoon, Gagnon, and Ida, the three out there for the Avalanche. Here is Green for Maryland. Green to McDonald, holds and goes across. Green once more, firing to the far side again. All perimeter here for Maryland, and looking for a lane. Back up top to Green. Down low to McDonald in the faceoff circle, trying to slowly collapse. Shot there, big block by Gagnon. Had a goal and now a huge block, and that fires up the bench. He's going to go for a change, and an odd man rush here is Dobik. Gagnon was able to get off in time for the third man to come back into the game for the Avalanche. Down low to the forehand there, and that one rises high to the netting and out of play. That would have been about the worst thing you could do if you're Maryland. They still had 2 out of the 3 guys on the ice. It was Ida and Mendezoon on a long shift. And the shot from Dobik goes to the safety netting and not touched by the Avalanche. So they get the stoppage to get a change, and the puck comes out of the zone. So right off the draw, the Avalanche will fire it in. 35 seconds remain in the 5-on-3. 4:53 remains in the first period. 2-1 Avalanche. Green looking ahead, and will complete it to Archipenko. Back to Rumsey. Rumsey looking down low. Goodman will get there, firing up the boards. Didn't get all of it, and Green keeps it alive. Will shovel it across. Rumsey looking. Rumsey once more. His shot through his screen comes out in front, and it's swiped away by Aarons. Final seconds coming off the 5-on-3, and that is a huge kill for the Avalanche. That could have changed the aspect of the game. And that one swallowed up there by Lane. And he'll hang on to it so the Avalanche can reset. So a full 5-on-3 for 2 minutes for the Avalanche, and they're able to kill it off against Maryland. Maurice in for the draw as the Avalanche trying to regain control here and get back to the offensive category. Had to play some strong defense, and they have been, as Maryland with some key opportunities, and they just haven't been able to convert. Cronin across to Anderson. That one chopped off the boards. And we'll go to the safety netting and out of play. 3:56 to go. Shots are 20-14 in favor of Maryland, but it's a 2-1 lead for the Avalanche. Here's Mendezoon with a shot, and Ciolis seeing that one all the way. Faceoff will be to Ciolis' right for Rumsey and Cronin. Here is DeRuiter. DeRuiter had been taken down. Now the Avalanche trying to clear out of their own territory. At that little ball. Ball trying to feed Rumsey in on goal. And unable to get it there. Rumsey back behind the cage now working. Putting it out in front. It got tipped and stayed behind the cage. Ball. Switches it back down low to Rumsey. Nice little give and go there in the tight window. Trying to feed DeRuiter. Was canceled off. All the way back up top to the point. Is shot through his screen. And that was Gresham with the chance. It was blocked. Avalanche quickly exit. Cronin touching it aside and stabbing at it there. Coming in onside. Now the Avalanche with a low 2-on-1. A shot in the tight window there. And Ciolis able to close them off. Mendezoon trying to trap it, but it will go out to center. 2:55 and counting here in the first. 2-1 Avalanche over Maryland. Now Mendezoon walking in with a shot. Ciolis with a big save. Now the Avalanche finally able to click here in the offensive zone now that they're not shorthanded. Cronin trying to walk in on goal. Oh, what a pair. A couple of moves there. Tried to go for the wraparound, and it came back out in front. Stabbed away there by Maryland as Cronin was doing it all himself there. Gagnon, a huge shot block in the 5-on-3 penalty kill, and he's on the score sheet as well with a goal. The second one for the Avalanche that has given them the lead as he enters the zone now. Gagnon backhanded away and looking down low. And trying to help him there is Josted. Josted still pinned to the boards behind the net, trying to wrestle it free. Maryland will play it up the near side wall, but it's still onside for the Avalanche. Redmond then couldn't keep it alive as the Avalanche still in control. Back up top here is Ida through traffic. A shot saved by Ciolis. They scramble for it in tight, and Ciolis is able to cover up the rebound. Matychenko working in there as well for the Avalanche. .145 to go here in the first. Plenty of action in this one. As Breton will come in for the draw for the Avalanche. They've had the last couple of shifts in the offensive zone, trying to break one through Ciolus here and get a 2-goal lead. Shot fired wide as it was deflected as Fostel. Now picking it up as Aarons tried to cut in on goal. Puck is loose, top of the slot. A chance, redirection, they score! No, it's going to be waved off. It was waved off immediately. Harrigan seemed to be down low, and I'm not sure who it hit off of. Harrigan and Aarons were there as the shot was redirected in on goal, and there'll be a conference out at center ice with the officials. We'll see what they say. If the goal stands, it'll be 3-1 for the Avalanche. If not, it'll just remain 2-1. And no goal, the official call. And I think Chris Sorrell is going to have a heart attack here. He was already upset earlier with a few of the penalties called, and now a no goal against the Avalanche. And the puck will come out to the neutral zone. So 1:30 remains. It'll stay at 2-1. The neutral zone draw right in front of the Avalanche bench. And both centers are going to be kicked, and that's Rumsey and Aarons. This one skied away. And trying to glove it down is Ida, but racing to it is Rumsey. Still working behind, and Ibane as Breton. Breton for cross-checking. And now that is the seventh penalty in a row called against the Avalanche. So Breton for cross-checking. As Mendezoon will fire that one up the boards. It catches an awkward bounce, but it favors the Avalanche to clear. Maryland again with the power play chance. Talked about their numbers earlier. Their power play, though, is not on the strong side of things. 15th in the EHL. Penalty kill for the Avalanche is ranked 8th. And they've been put to work here in this one. Trying to tie up a man as we go under a minute. If Maryland doesn't score, we'll have some carryover time into the second. Of course, they don't want that. They've had plenty of power play chances, and they haven't been able to capitalize. Large scrum to the right of Ciolus behind the net. And then it will pop three. Maryland will try to set things up here with Delorier. Shot top of the circle, saved by Lane. Lane will freeze play with 25.7 seconds left here in the first. The Avalanche needing a much needed rest after being shorthanded for almost half of the period in different spurts, but this is their 7th penalty called against them here in the first in two 25-minute period formats. Avalanche is trying to hold off the Maryland pressure for now, wrapped up the boards, and it will squeak through the Maryland defense. Ciolus will come way out of his net and paddle it over to the near side. Final 7 seconds. Trying to get one last rush in here is Maryland. It's broken up by Goodman. He'll hang on to it and go behind the cage and wait for the horn to sound. Shots are 21-19 in favor of Maryland, as the Avalanche still lead this one 2-1. Anderson and Gagnon, your goal scorers for the Avalanche. And sandwiched in between there is Tristan Mock for Maryland. And that is where we sit, 2-1. After 25 minutes of play, we'll be back with second period action. Again, showcase format, 2 25-minute periods. So we'll be back at the ice line. And Maryland will have 42 seconds left of a power play opportunity when we come back. Stay tuned. You're watching the EHL Showcase Series live on Hockey TV. Maryland and the New Hampshire Avalanche. Showcase format, 2 25-minute periods, 2-1 Avalanche. And despite being called for 7 penalties in a row, the Avalanche penalty kill has second period action underway. Power play expiring. Give and go down low, and they score! As the power play ends, Maryland finally cashes in on the man advantage. And we are tied at 2. Denis Archipenko with his 6th goal of the season. It's only a matter of time, and Maryland can breathe a minor sigh of relief there with their 8th power play chance. They go 1 for 8 on the advantage, but that one by Archipenko ties up the game. Just 2 seconds remaining in the man advantage when Archipenko hits the back of the net. Big hit up high there, and the Avalanche trying to refire themselves back up after Maryland taking early momentum here. Right in front of the bench. And again, that was Archipenko from Mock. Archipenko from Mock and Gresham. The official scoring line for Maryland to even the game at 2. So back to even strength hockey. Avalanche certainly want to stay out of the box here in the second period. It's cleared out to center for now as Brock. We're going to go right back in to catch Maryland on the change. Here is Aaron's shot, and that one fired wide, and we're going to have a penalty here. Aaron's was hooked, but the Avalanche going to get their first power play as that one redirects and hits off the outside of the net. Extra attacker on for the Avalanche. They're trying to get him on as Cronin was hanging on to it, waiting for the extra attacker for a second. Cronin and Ball jousting away, and it's still not played by Maryland. So extended power play time here, 6-on-5 for the Avalanche until Maryland can touch up the puck, and then it's given away to Maryland, and they'll hang on to it. So Aaron's on the play in to start that sequence, was hooked, and he got the shot off, but not much on it. First power play of the day for New Hampshire, as the penalty falls to the Maryland side for the first time. Jeff Redman, the guilty party for the hook. New Hampshire power play at 25% is 4th overall in the EHL. The penalty kill for Team Maryland is 7th in the league at 83.8, but it's the first power play of the day for the Avalanche. Let's see if they can get on the board and reclaim the lead. Here's Anderson. Anderson from the Maryland bench. A shot saved by Ciollis. Rebound there. And Green does a nice job for Maryland to clear it up, but it's not out. As the Avalanche get right back to work. On the side of the net. Back up top is Mendezoon. Mendezoon will return it down low. A shot, and that one high. That was Nikiforov, and then it's turned away. Here's Dobick. Dobick by himself for Maryland. Cuts into the middle, trying to gain the angle. A shot. Saved by Lane. Here is Goodman into the zone. Gives it a It's only a matter of time, and Maryland can breathe a minor sigh of relief there with their 8th power play chance. They go 1 for 8 on the advantage, but that one by Archipenko ties up the game. Just 2 seconds remaining in the man advantage when Archipenko hits the back of the net. Big hit up high there, and the Avalanche trying to refire themselves back up after Maryland taking early momentum here. Right in front of the bench. And again, that was Archipenko from Mock. Archipenko from Mock and Gresham. The official scoring line for Maryland to even the game at 2. So back to even strength hockey. Avalanche certainly want to stay out of the box here in the second period. It's cleared out to center for now as Brock, we're going to go right back in to catch Maryland on the change. Here is Aaron's shot, and that one fired wide, and we're going to have a penalty here. Aaron's was hooked, but the Avalanche are going to get their first power play as that one redirects and hits off the outside of the net. Extra attacker on for the Avalanche. They're trying to get him on as Cronin was hanging on to it, waiting for the extra attacker for a second. Cronin and Ball jousting away, and still not played by Maryland. So extended power play time here, 6-on-5 for the Avalanche until Maryland can touch up the puck, and then it's given away to Maryland, and they'll hang on to it. So Aaron's on the play in to start that sequence, was hooked, and he got the shot off, but not much on it. First power play of the day for New Hampshire, as the penalty falls to the Maryland side for the first time. Jeff Redman, the guilty party for the hook. New Hampshire power play at 25% is 4th overall in the EHL. The penalty kill for Team Maryland is 7th in the league at 83.8, but is the first power play of the day for the Avalanche. Let's see if they can get on the board and reclaim the lead. Here's Anderson. Anderson from the Maryland bench. A shot saved by Ciollis. Rebound there. And Green does a nice job for Maryland to clear it up, but it's not out, as the Avalanche get right back to work on the side of the net. Back up top is Mendezoon. Mendezoon will return it down low. A shot on that one high. That was Nicky Farov, and then it's turned away. Here's Dobick. Dobick by himself for Maryland. Cuts into the middle, trying to gain the angle. A shot saved by Lane. Here is Goodman into the zone. Gives it a at 25%, is 4th overall in the EHL. The penalty kill for Team Maryland is 7th in the league at 83.8, but it's the first power play of the day for the Avalanche. Let's see if they can get on the board and reclaim the lead. Here's Anderson. Anderson from the Maryland bench. A shot saved by Ciolus. Rebound there. And Green does a nice job for Maryland to clear it up, but it's not out, as the Avalanche get right back to work. On the side of the net. Back up top is Mendezoon. Mendezoon will return it down low. A shot, and that one high. That was Nikiforov, and then it's turned away. Here's Dobick. Dobick by himself for Maryland. Cuts into the middle, trying to gain the angle. A shot. Saved by Lane. Here is Goodman into the zone. Gives it a... Maryland back in their own zone. Will wait and then fire to clear it back up for Dobick. At the blue line, he'll just chip it in. He'll chase it down, but Mendezoon will get there first and reverse it back where there's some clearance behind the net. 10:30 and counting here in the second. 1 minute and 9 seconds remain in the power play. Avalanche not too anxious just yet on their power play, just protecting a 3-goal lead. As Maryland again with a quick clear. .49 seconds remain in the power play. The Avalanche hanging out behind their own net. 10 minutes remain in the second. 3-2 New Hampshire over Maryland. Back up top is Ida. Across. Put into the middle of the shot for Josted. Now Ahrens. Over to Ida. Ida, his shot gets redirected in on goal. Gets blocked. Now a turnaround try. And Josted again was on the doorstep for a moment there for New Hampshire. Delorier and Ahrens battling. Another penalty upcoming here against Maryland, as that one's cleared. So back-to-back penalties against Maryland here. And this time it's going to be Delorier. Cross-checking. 5-on-3 for 14 seconds. And Maryland is continuing to hurt themselves by taking penalties. Off the draw, the Avalanche win it. Josted. Across for Ida. Catching with Matychenko. Right down low for Josted. 5-on-3 expired. So just the regular power play as that shot on, fought off by Ciolus. So just the 5-on-4 advantage for another minute and 35 seconds for the Avalanche. Matychenko and Ida manning the points. Pasquini. Up to Ida. His shot through traffic. And that one redirected wide. Ahrens will pick it back up to Ida. Over to Pasquini. He'll walk the line across to Ida, but they get crossed up. And ball will be able to clear for Maryland. Maryland trying to get a quick change off. Avalanche trying to storm in. Josted around the horn to the far side. Now near side point for Mendezoon. Joining in is Goodman. Mendezoon still carrying, goes into the middle, slides it across. A shot saved by Ciolus as Cronin was coming in. Back up top, a shot, and that one blocked on its way to the net. Goodman and Ahrens pursuing the puck. Here's Fostel from Maryland trying to regain control for Maryland. Here's a shot, they score. Firing away for another power play goal. This time it's Kyle Anderson, his second of the game. It's now 6-2 New Hampshire. So Anderson picks up his second of the game. Power play for New Hampshire connects. They go 2 for 3 after the brief 5-on-3 penalty. And they have opened this one up fully here at now 6-2. And officially it'll go down as Anderson from Goodman. I mentioned Anderson has the first goal and the 6th goal here this afternoon for the Avalanche. And once they've stayed out of the box, the offense continued to roll. Mendezoon. Walzak. Back up top. Maryland struggling to get out of their own zone. Man gets taken down here. Shepard backhanding it away. Besquini tried to keep it alive, but just puts it out to center for Mendezoon. 7:25 and counting here in the second period. 6-2 Avalanche. It was a close game, and then the Avalanche just pulled away here in the second period as that one gets flipped up and out of play. Faceoff will be back out at center. As we go under 7 minutes remaining here in the second period, a scrum near the New Hampshire blue line. Delorier banked it forward for Rumsey. Sent it across in the middle, a chance, and a shot was blocked. As trying to collapse in on goal was DeRuiter. Now the other way, here come the Avalanche. A shot saved by Ciolis and left the rebound out there briefly that the Avalanche now trying to take advantage of. Redirection there by Ida, and that one wouldn't go. Behind the net is DeRuiter. Intercepted, quick wraparound chance, and Ciolis is there, and he makes the save. Off the draw, Josted controlling for the Avalanche. Side of the net, and it's falling there. A hard hit by Donnelly. And getting up a little slow was Matychenko. Now Donnelly moving ahead into the offensive zone. A shot, and that one blocked. Another chance on the opposite side, and that one deflected up and away. Both teams will be in action next weekend as New Hampshire will travel on the road to take on the Vermont Lumberjacks. And Team Maryland will have a 2-game series against the Junior Flyers here back at the ice line. Anderson. 5:48 and counting here in the second. 6-2 Avalanche over Maryland. Cutting through as Fostel waves off the potential offensive chance there from New Hampshire. As Redmond. And now Mendezoon. Hit off of a skate, and down the ice it goes for Green. Green and Maryland trying to move up and out. Tipped it forward to Tristan Mock. Shot on, saved by Lane. Mock had the first goal of the game for Maryland, and that evened it up at 1 at that time. And it was a 2-1 game at the end of the first. And then it becomes 6-2 with an assault by the Avalanche on offense. Maryland had plenty of power play opportunities. They would end up going 1 for 8 unless they get another one here in the final 5 minutes of play. As it's dug free by Mock, a one-timer there. That one taken care of by Siolis. That one will be chipped up and out of play. In tight chance there. The man wipes out, and here's Goodman. His shot blocked. As they battle for it and start to pile up to our right in that corner for a scrum. And Maurice taking it away to now Burkle. Burkle. Drop it off for Shepard. He's rammed into the boards. Burkle still fighting away. Trying to get some help there with Shepard as we go under 4 minutes. Aarons in a 4-on-2. Touch and go. Here's Harrigan with a chance. Now Ida putting it back out in front. Still scrambling for it. And Siolis there. And look out here. Being thrown to the ice was Britton. .348 remaining. 6-2 New Hampshire. Plenty of games on all 4 sheets of ice between the Eastern Hockey League and the Eastern Hockey League Premier. And to check out everything across both leagues, head to easternhockeyleague.com or EHL Premier. Excuse me, easternhockeyleague.org. As Pasquini catching it across. That one slid across again as Brock now picking it up. Gagnon. Pasquini. Return to Pasquini. Excuse me, that is Matychenko. Matychenko looking back. And Josted. No real pressure here. And now it's moved out in front and scooped away as 3:05 remains in this one. 6-2 Avalanche. Matychenko down low. Knifed off by Maryland, and they'll clear it down the length of the ice. Maryland, the power play for the Avalanche. 1 minute left. As Nicky Farab, one of the goal scorers in this one for New Hampshire. That shot on there fired wide. 2:20 and counting. 30 seconds remain in the Avalanche power play. Bambury moving ahead to Anderson. And then Green. Now short-handed rush here for Mock. Mock, tight window chance there with the low 2-on-1. And trying to hit him there. Mock still trying to wrestle his way to the net as he had Argypenko for a moment on that initial rush. As that one is flipped in by Redmond. 1:39 and counting here in the second. The Avalanche on their way to a 6-2 victory. Maryland, though, trying to still play to their full potential in the closing minutes here as Fostel, it slides by him. Not going to be icing. That one's put up to Shepard and through him, but penalty has expired and it will be icing against Maryland. As I mentioned, you want to catch up on all things in the EHL at easternhockeyleague.org and Both of these teams are on social media as well. You can follow the EHL on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at EHL Hockey. You can follow the New Hampshire Avalanche at nhavalanche.com and on Instagram and Twitter, Team Maryland at teammaryland.com and Team Maryland EHL. Faking the shot on the far side and then putting in a close chance there, and Lane makes the save as Dobik, and then a scuffle in front of the Avalanche netminder as we go under a minute remaining. And roughing minors will be dished out. As roughing on Ida and Redmond. That'll put things at 4-on-4 to close out the game. Extra man on is Brock for the Avalanche as he hops off. Here's Matychenko across. Trying to gain space here, moved out into the middle, and then it's cleared back. As nobody home at the points. 41 seconds and counting left in this one. And a battle of the second place team. Both teams second place in their respective conferences. As we go under 30 seconds. As the Avalanche sealing this one down. That shot wide by Maryland in the final 12. Delorier will just keep it in deep for Maryland. Quick wraparound chance. Saved by Lane. Puck will bounce out to the blue line. Kept onside by Archipenko in the final seconds. And that will do it. The horn sounds and the Avalanche come away with a 6-2 victory. Shots on goal for the game were 41-38 in favor of the Avalanche. Avalanche struggled to stay out of the penalty box in the first period, but once they did in the second, the offense hit their full potential. We'll give you a recap. Just a minute into the game, it was Anderson from Cronin for the 1-0 lead for the Avalanche. And quickly answering was Mock from Gear from Maryland to tie the game at 1. Things had settled down, but then Gagnon would give them a 2-1 lead for New Hampshire, and that's where we sat at the end of the first. Then in the second period, Archipenko on a carryover power play from the end of the first period would tie the game up at 2, but then it was all Avalanche after that. Ida, Josted, Nikiforov, and Anderson. And the Ida and the sixth goal, the Anderson goal, both were power plays. And that was where we ended at 6-2 was your final score. The Avalanche penalty kill has certainly earned their keep in this one. A huge turn of events there in the first period as Maryland had a full 2-minute 5-on-3 power play but could not convert, and then the Avalanche called for a late penalty again, and Breton still has 40 seconds and counting now to open up the second period. As the Avalanche are shorthanded to start out the second. In case you missed it, 2-1 Avalanche. Anderson and Gagnon, your two goal scorers for the Avalanche, and sandwiched in between those two is Tristan Mock. And after the Avalanche goal, about a minute and 25 seconds later was the tying goal from Mock at the time, and then Gagnon would answer with about 12.5 to go in the first. Second period action underway, power play expiring. Give and go down low, and they score! As the power play ends, Maryland finally cashes in on the man advantage. And we are tied at 2. Denis Archipenko with his 6th goal of the season. only a matter of time, and Maryland can breathe a minor sigh of relief there with their 8th power play chance. They go 1 for 8 on the advantage, but that one by Archipenko ties up the game. Just 2 seconds remaining in the man advantage when Archipenko hits the back of the net. Big hit up high there, and the Avalanche trying to refire themselves back up after Maryland taking early momentum here. Right in front of the bench. And again, that was Archipenko from Mock. Archipenko from Mock and Gresham. The official scoring line for Maryland to even the game at 2. So back to even strength hockey. Avalanche certainly want to stay out of the box here in the second period. It's cleared out to center for now as Brock. We're going to go right back in to catch Maryland on the change. Here is Aaron's shot, and that one fired wide, and we're going to have a penalty here. Aaron's was hooked, but the Avalanche going to get their first power play as that one redirects and hits off the outside of the net. Extra attacker on for the Avalanche. They're trying to get him on as Cronin was hanging on to it, waiting for the extra attacker for a second. Cronin and Ball jousting away, and it's still not played by Maryland. So extended power play time here, 6-on-5 for the Avalanche until Maryland can touch up the puck, and then it's given away to Maryland, and they'll hang on to it. So Aaron's on the play in to start that sequence, was hooked, and he got the shot off, but not much on it. First power play of the day for New Hampshire, as the penalty falls to the Maryland side for the first time. Jeff Redman, the guilty party for the hook. New Hampshire power play at 25% is 4th overall in the EHL. The penalty kill for Team Maryland is 7th in the league at 83.8, but it's the first power play of the day for the Avalanche. Let's see if they can get on the board and reclaim the lead. Here's Anderson. Anderson from the Maryland bench. A shot saved by Ciollis. Rebound there. And Green does a nice job for Maryland to clear it up, but it's not out. As the Avalanche get right back to work. On the side of the net. Back up top is Mendezoon. Mendezoon will return it down low. A shot, and that one high. That was Nicky Farov, and then it's turned away. Here's Dobick. Dobick by himself for Maryland. Cuts into the middle, trying to gain the angle. A shot. Saved by Lane. Here is Goodman into the zone. Gives it